G'day, Litchfield, Northern Territory. What a great place to go. There is Litchfield and Kakadu. This week we'll talk about Litchfield. We went to two fantastic waterfalls. One was called Florence Falls, the second one was called Wangi Falls. I also went to the magnetic termite mounds and also managed to sneak in one night at a secret Billabong. All fantastic little adventures, so let's go. Good morning. So I am in Northern Territory and stayed last night in a gravel pit. One of quite a few that I've now stayed in. They're great. I mean, as long as you're self-contained, they've got everything you need. A bit lacking on the view, and but otherwise they're great. Good morning. I'm out doing a little errand for you guys. I thought this might help. The sign where I am, I'm staying at the four-wheel drive camp here in Florence Falls, and it says, you can read what it says. I'll set the stopwatch and I'll find out how far it is to walk, because if it is, if you could literally walk from here straight to the plunge pool, that means you're not coming down any steps and you're not going via car parks, you don't have to leave the campsite, and it's a win-win, so that should be all right. You can get the idea of this really is croc country. Picture of a crocodile and no swimming. Took me 8.5 minutes to walk one way, so you can imagine 10 minutes would be comfortable. And what that does, it takes you to the absolute bottom of the stairs, pretty much straight into the plunge pool. The other way is you go up to the car park, you grab your noodle, grab your bits and bobs, and then you go down 135 steps. That's great, but don't forget you have to also go back up those 135 steps. Hopefully over my shoulder you can see the many magnetic termite mounds. Quite amazing. They've got like a big paddock here and there'd be several hundred of them. They've all been fenced off just to protect them. Yeah, really amazing, these things. They're called magnetic because they line up to magnetic north, and because of that they're really quite thin, or appear quite thin, as opposed to the normal mounds. Well, can range from like witches' hats right up to quite large, about 2 metre high and even higher, but quite wide. But pretty amazing to see these magnetic termite mounds. What an amazing place. This place is called the Lost City, and it's just out of, it's off the Litchfield Park Road, I think it is. about 8 kilometres off the main road. You have to come down a 4-wheel drive track, and you're presented with these huge rock formations. I mean, that would have to be about 8 to 10 metres high, the rock behind me. And some of the more amazing things is the way the rocks are actually structured, the way they sit, they balance, they look as though they have a purpose. Some have got nice little holes, looks like they've been carved through it. Others definitely looks like some sort of a structure of a building. Now the amazing thing about this place for me was if I had have seen a sign up here that had have said this was a previous civilization who built their city here and they did following, I would have been so totally convinced. And the other amazing thing is there's nowhere here where you have to have an admission fee. So no price. I would value this at probably typically $25 for an adult. And you can just drive out here, come and do your own thing, and it costs you zero, nada. Well, it's farewell to Wangi Falls. It's been an absolute privilege to come here and see this. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken, this is the classic photo that they take when they're advertising some of the Northern Territory. It really is something outstanding. Good morning. It's quite early in the morning, 7 bells, and humidity is quite high. You may or may not be able to tell, but I'm actually literally dripping from perspiration. But hey, it's beautiful up here. Over my shoulder is a Carpentaria palm, and we quite often grow them down south. They're the ones with the little berries up near the top, or some of the way up the top. Surrounded all around me is just beautiful, lush, they call it monsoon rainforest. And occasionally hear the bird, which is great. Good morning to you. At the moment, it's not too much water coming through, so you've only got the 2 channels of water. For the next 2 to 4 weeks, when the wet season arrives, the water will be gushing over. Apparently it gets so intense, they actually close the entire park because that's when the crocodiles are more likely, with the rising creeks, to come in. Wangi Falls. I wanted to share this little hidey hole I found. It's just off the Litchfield main road. Doesn't say no entry, nor does it say welcome, but I don't think I was doing the wrong thing. Anywho, you can see it's just a beautiful little billabong, and it's been frequented because there's a little bit of rubbish here and there. But there's no doubt in my mind whatsoever that there is crocodiles here. So I just need to be very wary, very careful, and not do anything silly. Obviously won't be swimming in there. But it was interesting before, I didn't mean to, but as I came there was probably almost 100 wild ducks. Took off just because I got a bit too close. And then what they did was they soared up in the sky and they just kept doing loops and loops like lots and lots of drones basically. Like little aircraft coming around just to checking whether it was safe again to land. Beautiful colours too. Got a nice browny coloured. And I saw on a sign just coming over about half an hour ago, my first kingfisher up here. Obviously related to the kookaburra, just beautiful, those blue lines it has on its back wings. And here, we'll just check whether these wild ducks have returned or not. You'll see them fly off if they haven't. Yes, they've all returned. They're all happy that I'm no threat to them. As I say, it's very humid, very green, lots of normal eucalypt here, all down by the Billabong, and just in the background there is lots of the palms. Well, there you go, a trip to Litchfield, a trip that I would heavily recommend. It's a great little circuit you can go around. Managed, as I said before, managed to do the waterfalls, which was Florence Falls and Wangi Falls. Also snuck in the magnetic termite mounds, which was really good. And last of all, the secret Billabong. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. And until next time, this is Paul Will Drive, signing off.